have studied the practical method with your local instructor. Some of you have attended my workshops. So I'm going to approach this from a different angle today. So first of all, we need to know that we are learning something. And when we learn something, we require understanding. So we learn something because we assume there is something we don't know. So we have to make an assumption that we do not know. So in doing this, whenever you feel you know, you tell yourself, no, it's not like this. I don't know. So this is a very, very important part of learning. If you do not start like that, you are always connecting to something you know, then you are not learning. So whenever you feel, yeah, I know that, then tell yourself, I don't know that. Whatever I think I know, it's not true. So how do you know? You have to know by understanding something. By saying that, we say, you don't, because we don't understand. So understanding means for what you want to know, you have the answer. You know the why, but say that I don't. And there are many ways of knowing or understanding. Tell yourself, my way is not the wrong way, not the right way. I'm here to hear a different way. And by doing that, you give yourself a chance to go from 1 to 2. Because when you hear something and you tell yourself, I understand, you stop here. If you don't stop there, you can go here. When you come here, you might go back and say, yeah, what I knew was right. Also, you might say, yeah, what I knew was not right. But when you are here, you don't have that ability. So you have to go beyond something. Meaning, when we are talking, when we say, when you hear me say, I am a, your mind says, Master Chen is going to say, I am a teacher. But don't say that. And don't say, yeah, I know you're a teacher. Don't interrupt. You wait. And then Master Chen says, I am a dog. You know, Why? Does not matter. It just means whatever I say might not be what you thought. It does not have to be right. It does not have to be logical. It's something that has its own logic. Your logic follows this. This logic might be like this. So we have to learn by understanding. This is what people call, you already heard, this is only a concept. This is the method. So everybody knows you have to empty your cup in order to learn something. But for me, I don't care. You don't even need to know you have to empty your cup. You just need to be, first of all, what is humble. You need to be humble. You are here. It does not matter how much you know. Just say, I don't know. And here, if you think you understand, you say, I understand, but I'm going to wait for you to finish. Okay? This is the method of learning. Very simple. So whenever you are talking, as a teacher, I want to save time. So I stop you, say, okay, I got it, I'll explain it to save time. But if let's say we change, I'm the student, And when the teacher is talking, I don't stop the teacher. I wait until he's totally finished. Yeah, I see. That's totally wrong. But if you interrupt too early, then the teacher cannot finish everything he's saying. So this is very, very important. I do not know whether you can do this. I can tell you, I have a special ability to do this. Meaning when I'm teaching, I'm talking all the time. But when I went, only several years ago, my master was still alive, went to learn from my master, I never said anything. For 30 years, always listen. And when I was a student, everybody actually thought I was dumb. But actually, when I go home and teach my students, I talk a lot. And so it's very, very difficult for you to believe that I actually, when I listen, I don't speak, I don't ask questions, I don't talk. It's difficult for people to understand because I talk all the time. You play two rules. This is a learning method. It's very, very important. So although I tell you not to ask, not to talk, this is essentially what I'm telling you. But I'm not saying that. So I'm saying you must not interrupt. You must listen until the logic is finished, until the sentence is finished. So when I say that, it means you should always interrupt me. When you cannot hear, when I'm like this, did you hear me? Did you hear me? Then you say, Master Chen, what did you say? So you did not interrupt. You actually enhanced me to say louder. And your question should make me say more, to say more words to make it more clear. Louder so everybody can hear. And you did not see. So can you do that again? Because this one time you cannot see. So those are part of the learning process. And if you say, well, when I was home, I think we were doing this. I said, well, that's not going to contribute because I've never seen that before. I can't help you. I was never there. So far, do you have any questions regarding the learning method? We want to make it very simple. Any questions? No questions? We'll move on to the next. What is Taiji? And I believe what is Taiji is a general question for all styles. And you can also expand it to say all martial arts. You can expand it to say all human life. You can expand it to say everything is related to this. But in this workshop, we only want to be understood in terms of practical method. It's like whenever you talk about you actually are talking about anything that applies to you, applies to all humans. Anything that applies to all humans in general also applies to all animal life. If you're talking about life, this kind of life, mammal life. Or you can say applies to life, anything that lives on earth, including plant life, vegetation. But if you are only talking about that everything on this planet, you can say everything on earth. So you have that further implications, but we only specifically refer to practical method. So far the people who already have studied, what is Taiji? What is practical method? Volunteers? What is practical method? Have you studied it? How many months? 6 months. Okay, 6 months. What do you think practical method is? What is Taiji? Say whatever. Pardon me? Taiji is yin yang. It's actually yin and yang, like that. He is correct. How did you know? Listen to my shifu. It's very good. That's what your shifu said. That's what your shifu said. And you heard. Very good. So learning is that simple. Do you understand what yin yang is? You must say, I understand. And if I say, what is the meaning? Well, it's yin and yang. Right? So at the beginning, your understanding is Taiji is yin yang. Do you understand what it means? Yeah. What does it mean?